What is up, YouTube? Welcome back here to another video. This is going to be a video that you all have been waiting for a long time. I've gotten a lot of requests to do this video. So I've been thinking about it for a while and trying to think about everything that I want to talk about during it. But we're here today on this ugly Sunday outside. It's raining, but it is pretty nice out. But this is what specifically we are going to be talking about today, is the Snap-on roll cart. First off, I wanted to thank everyone who supported my original video from the tool cart, organizing it and going through all the tools I purchased and everything. I had a lot of good support from a lot of good people in that video. I just wanted to say thank you to all you guys. We also got a lot of not so good comments in that video, which we will also discuss. And you can see, maybe for all you guys on my channel, you might have seen it through Mark, but we got our cabinet system in, something that I talked about during when we were going over the Snap-on roll cart for the first time. This is something that we've been planning on for a long time, and it's tons of extra storage, tool storage. I'll take you guys through a little glimpse of that once we get into my cart here. Real quick, let's discuss some of the negative comments that we got on the last video. It was definitely my biggest video, and I'm very grateful for that. It was nice to see all the good support from the good people out there. But I was amazed at the amount of negativity that I saw just from tools. I mean, my thing is, guess what? Tools are to make money. So if you're blowing all your money that you're making on tools, I don't really know what the point of that is. And there's a lot of guys that I feel like do that stuff. I feel like a lot of people just thought that I was going to be like a nobody and like, oh, you're buying cheap tools, you're not a real mechanic, and oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, I mean, the stuff that I have has been working very good so far, and I probably have a tenth of what probably more than that, or less than that, I should say, than what most guys end up with in tools. I love Snap-on. I have a Snap-on cart. I have a bunch of Snap-on wrenches and Snap-on lights, which we'll go over. Like, I like some of their stuff. We have a Snap-on ball joint press. There are certain things that they make that are awesome, don't get me wrong. Even those things are expensive. The prices of their stuff is just absurd. Like sockets, box end wrenches, that stuff is absolutely insane, the cost. The stuff I have has literally been working great. Everything I have company-wise, when I have a problem, for example, Milwaukee, Tecton, their warranty processes are amazing. You break something with Tecton, you literally take a picture of it and you send it in. Actually, no, you don't send it. You take a picture of it and they will send you a new one. It's that simple. So, and Tecton, for those of you who don't know, there's a good video. I can't remember who it is. It's kind of a guy that does his videos with like an animated bear. He did a full company review of Tecton, and it is awesome. I highly recommend watching it. He goes through how they started, where they branched their company to, what they're doing now. They're doing a lot of stuff made in the United States now, actually. So, and if you've made it this far in this video is going to be a lot of me talking and going over tools. So if you're not interested in that and don't want to listen to me talk, then I don't know, you might not be interested in this video. I'll just tell you that now. So with that being said, let's go into some of the stuff that we have here. Let's just start by going around the exterior here. So you can see I got some shelves, magnetic shelves on here, zip ties, our favorite Tessa tape, all kinds of markers, magnets. I got an extra pocket screwdriver, just regular Allen keys there. These are for my little die grinder, different discs. This is like a gasket one, you know, regular roll-off, sandpaper, cut wheels, all that good stuff. This is something I know for a fact that is new and I get a lot of questions on, is this Mayhew pry bar rack. This was huge because it cleared up a ton of space in my one drawer in the box, which we will get to. But you can see I hung a hammer there. There's like a tire iron, and then all my different pry bars, which I use these things almost all the time. This thing I just double-sided taped on there. Literally, I covered like the whole thing in double-sided tape and just stuck it on there. It's been great so far. Like I said, it's just convenient. And this is directly from Mayhew. You can see the logo there. I had a hard time finding it, but yeah, I don't really remember the website that I got that from. It was kind of weird to find, but if you search the internet hard enough, I'm sure you could find it. Then I got my T-handles hung here, which I believe that was in the last video. They're still in the same spot. Paper towel, just brake cleaner, oil, spray, cleaner, soldering stuff, never sees, brake lube, thread locker, electric grease, screwdrivers, all that stuff, cutting oil, some plastic trim tools. This is probably one of my favorite little things. The guys at Osla Tools actually sent me this. Really cool of them. They make a lot of cool little gadgets like this. Definitely check them out if you never have before. They make some really good tools too. But this thing is awesome because it's super convenient. It's magnetic. It just sticks to the side of the box. You have all your bits right there. So I don't have to open one of those cases or whatever that they're always in. I grab them and go. So these are my lights, which actually there's one over here. And this is something I will give Snap-on on. I love Snap-on's lights. This is probably my favorite one. It's super small, very bright, which all the lights are on. But yeah, I love this thing. This is the round pin quick charge one here. Love this one as well. These two are very nice because they're compact. They put out a lot of light. They both last a while. Then this is just a regular, flip light, and it also is a flashlight. Love this one as well. This light lasts so long, it's insane. I had some like little Milwaukee lights like this. They just didn't last. Mark had some Snap-on ones, and that's how I kind of got turned on to them too. They work nice. This one also is a flashlight, and then this one's actually pretty cool. I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand, but you can control. You got one side there. You can do just that one side. You can turn both sides on. Really cool light. I don't use this one as much because it is very bulky. It's big, so it doesn't really fit in a lot of places. But again, I have a variety of lights. You always need light. So those are the lights. Those are new. These are all very recent. So highly recommend the Snap-on lights. They are a little pricey as usual, but yeah, I really like those. Socket drawer, I think, has pretty much stayed the same. I might have moved some stuff around, so I'll just, go over everything, all my metric stuff. I know one thing I did was I got 21 millimeter sockets and 12 point, shallow and deep, and then in 6 point as well, but they are 3/8. I use those a lot. 21's a common size, and it's nice to have it in the 3/8 stuff too. But yeah, I don't think anything is new. These might be new, the 1/4 inch swivels from Tecton. I really like these. They work good. They're very compact. They get into tight spaces. Tecton explains why their little swivel is different than other companies, but again, here's a prime example. I think the metric and standard set of little 1/4 inch swivels was maybe $100. I remember pricing these out with my Snap-on guy, and like 4 sockets was something freaking ridiculous, like $300 or something. I was like, yeah, take a hike. Again, all back to that thing. These do the same purpose. If I break it, I'll get a replacement, just like a Snap-on. And I've had no issues. I've hammered the crap out of some of those before. Never had an issue. So, like I said, guys, your tools are to make you money. There are a ton of good brands out there that don't break the bank. And another thing that I remembered with the cart, like I paid $800 for this cart. I bought it used. I think a lot of people think that I like bought a brand new cart and spent $2,500 and put like, you know, all like a little bit cheaper tools in it. And it's like, no, I wasn't gonna pay I would not pay $2,500 for this thing. It's not worth it. It's as basic as it gets. Like, it's awesome. It's good quality. I like the mats and everything. But like, one thing that really bothers me is not having soft close drawers. You come over here to these cabinets, soft close drawers. Like, I mean, and this stuff, you guys probably wouldn't even be able to believe what this stuff costs. I'll show you the company name so you can look it up yourself. That is it there. New Age is this whole setup. So the stuff is very high quality. The doors, dual pane doors. I mean, soft close on those too. Highly recommend checking these guys out for your shop or your home or whatever. The prices are just, the prices and the quality, you cannot beat this stuff. It's awesome. But this actually reminded me, this was something I bought too. I haven't made room for it in a drawer yet in my tool cart here, but this is Snap-on's 16 piece. This is something I really do like from Snap-on, is their screwdrivers. This set was about 400 and some bucks, but I just, the triangle soft grip on their handles is just, it's amazing. I love it. So I do love their screwdrivers. Hopefully I can make room in the tool cart, but we put it in here for now. Some other stuff I put in here that was in my tool cart was like my 3/4 inch sockets here. All the snap ring pliers that you guys might remember from a while back, the Lang stuff, I got it all in a drawer here. So yeah, that's what's cool about this, is all the overflow. You really get to dial in your tool cart, and you put the overflow and all your excess tools that you don't use much in those. That was the whole point of this. We were planning this before I even got this tool cart. Like, me and Mark had talked about all these plans, and it's cool how it's all come together. So back into tools here. This is the ratchet drawer. I got a bunch of my extensions and all of my impacts and ratchets. So this could probably be a separate video in itself. This is something that is relatively new, is the 90-degree impact from Milwaukee. This thing is a lifesaver. It is long, but it gets in areas that are just like lifesavers. For example, which this pays for itself alone, is on the Duramax trucks. Everybody knows about the up pipe bolts. This thing fits up in there, and you can get up pipe bolts out generally pretty well. So that alone, I mean, it pays for it right there. It's totally worth it. It has a lot of power, especially though something I have learned, with the 90-degree impact is the little 2.0 batteries. They don't work even with the stubby. A lot of times if I'm doing stuff that I know is going to be hard, I will come down here and grab one of the bigger M12 batteries. I have two 6.0s and a 4.0. They make a big difference if you use those in the impacts. Same actually with the 18-volt impacts. I have 3.0 high output. The high output batteries, they do have a little more power when you are needing to get the most out of these impacts here. Another new one, which actually my parents got me this for Christmas, it's a cool gift, is the Gen 2 mid-torque impact, and this one is in 1/2 inch. I didn't think that I was gonna like it at first because it was 1/2 inch. My other mid-torque here is 3/8, and I used to use this a lot. It's just nice. It's a lot lighter than the big 1/2 inch one. Still has very similar power characteristics, and it was nice to have the 3/8 too. But having this and been using it, I actually really like this one. Obviously is a lot shorter. You can see big length difference. The light on the front is awesome, but yes, the 1/2 inch I actually love. So it is nice to have a mid-torque and 3/8 and 1/2 inch. This thing has power like you can't imagine for its size. I mean, you can see with my hand, it's not that big. I mean, this thing will take lug nuts off of a 1-ton truck, 3/4 ton truck pretty easily. So it fits in tight spaces and it can really get you out of a pinch. But I don't think anything else in here has changed. Probably this. I got the 1/4 inch extended reach ratchet. This thing is awesome because the head is nice and small. I had the 3/8 extended reach, but the problem is the head on the 3/8 one is way bigger. So it like kind of defeated the purpose of the long reach. So I got the 1/4 inch. Love it. I use it all the time. Works great. And then another thing I wanted to go over in this drawer specifically, nothing has changed other than these. Again, another snap-on thing here, but here's a good comparison. This wrench, and this wrench. Those 3 wrenches alone right there was close to $600, I think. I would be willing to bet I don't have $300 in the rest of these, and the extensions and everything. So, that being said, these things are awesome. I like the quick releases, and then they are the locking pivot head. I mean, I use these quite a bit. They can get you into some places that you normally couldn't get in with a normal wrench, and the flexibility of the head is awesome. And then I love the soft grips. What's nice is like this is a 1/4 inch, and then here's a normal 1/4 inch. You can see the length difference, and that goes for all 3 of these. So not only do you have a nice grip here, it's longer, so you can really get a good bit of leverage with these, which is nice. I mean, the 1/2 inch one is almost like breaker bar status. It's absolutely huge. It's beefy as crap. It's heavy. I love these wrenches. They were worth every penny. Again, you know, Snap-on, they make great things. There are certain things I love about them, but the guys that just are Snap-on everything, I can't understand that, because to me it is just a waste of money. And I think you could be way more well off with just, you know, picking and choosing Snap-on and mixing in other brands. You don't need Snap-on everything. I will never believe that ever. I don't understand the people that do it. So that's just me though. It's my opinion, and I don't know. But people will be people, and they will always just be stuck in their ways and whatever. But whatever. On to the next drawer. This drawer I don't think has changed hardly at all, so not going to spend a lot of time on it. Just my wrenches. I would love to eventually maybe open up a little more space in here. I know I could reorganize it and get more space out of it, but I mean, it's just whatever. It's been working. This drawer, again, I don't think too much has changed. I've just added in kind of like stupid things: knife, tape measure, scraper. Another Snap-on shout out here. They're little picks. I use those a lot, the O-ring picks and whatnot. And then these I will shout out real quick. These are trim removal tools. I love these things. Use them all the time. They have that nice rubber guard on them. So if you're ever in a sensitive situation, these are nice because you don't really have to worry about damaging something. And then this is like my cheapo trim removal pick tool thing, whatever you want to call it. So I use this one a lot too, just the cheapo one. But yeah, I mean, cutters, brushes, deburr tools, nothing too crazy there. The hammer drawer has my punches, picks, scrapers. I don't think anything in here has changed either, really, other than like you saw my pry bars on the back there. They used to be in here, so those are that freed up a ton of space in here. And this is actually where I was hoping to put that screwdriver set I showed you guys, but But right now I just have my hammers in there. I haven't figured it out yet. The Milwaukee drawer here, all my batteries, heat gun. I don't think anything in here has really changed either, but I use all of this stuff all the time in here. Plenty of batteries, and again, I got one of these, the high output 8.0. This one is nice because you get a lot of oomph out of it and a lot of runtime, but it's not too much bigger than like a 5.0. But like I said, I think it's important to have the high outputs for certain situations. You will come across a point where you need it. And then the bottom drawer, this is the big one. So you can see, if you remember from my last one, we cleaned this baby up a lot. So basically a lot of this stuff from here ended up in those, and that was my plan the whole time, was once we got this stuff, a lot of this overflow crap in the bottom drawer would get put in there. So like the 3/4 sockets I showed you guys, I had my light in here, my grinder, it's all over there. I really haven't went too crazy on organizing this drawer. I've kind of just been seeing what works. That's the biggest thing I can tell you guys with organizing tools, roll carts and toolboxes, is you're always going to end up moving stuff around, you know. One day maybe you'll find yourself using something and you put it in a different spot, or you move it over here because you don't use it much. Like, you're always doing that. And so that's something I kind of remember from my last video, was just, you know, people making all kind of goofy comments about stuff, and it's just like you figure it out as you go. I mean, that's the simplest way to put it. But that pretty much is all that I had in mind. Another walk around here. So I would like to get a little more specific and doing, like, because I mean, it seems like people like the tool stuff. They like tool reviews and all that stuff. So I'm going to try and keep in mind when I get newer tools to maybe stop and do a review on them. Like, I could have a full video just talking about this 90 impact and this impact and those wrenches I showed you guys, all that stuff. All right, that was a lot of talking. I hope I didn't bore you guys. I hope you enjoyed me going over everything. And like I said, I know I talked a lot, but I think there's some useful information in this video. I hope you guys find it useful and it can help you. But yeah, like I said, I got so much negativity on the last video, man. I had to address some of that in this video, and I probably didn't even get all of it off my chest. But just remember, like, there's always going to be negativity in the world, especially now with social media and stuff. Like, you see so much of it. Just be positive, be a good person, like, try and lift people up. That's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to talk shit and bring people down, which I saw so much of that over stupid tools. Like, it blows my mind. And like, I bought into it. I sometimes would respond to some of those negative comments and be a dick back. And at the end of the day, my lesson to you guys is, when you get negative people like that, it's best to either ignore it or be a smart ass. Like, I would sometimes say, hey, thanks for watching the video, you gave me a view. Or just delete the comment, move on. It just because when you buy into it and you respond or whatever, you're letting that person win. You're giving them, that's like what they want. They feed off that stuff. They love, like, just bringing people down, and I don't know what it is with the world today, but that's the way it is sometimes. Focus on the positive people. We're here to see each other get better and grow together. Like, that's what I'm about. I like seeing other people succeed and other people do well. And that's why I do these videos. I try and help some of you guys out. I hope some of you can use the information for yourself in your own situations, and like with tools. Again, you guys know where I stand. I feel like I've done a pretty good job. Me and Mark both, we both are the same way when it comes to tools. Like, you don't need to break the bank. And I feel like when you look around at this place and whatnot, like I feel like we've done okay with the tools that we have. We do a pretty good job, and again, you don't need to break the bank. Just don't be a fanboy of the expensive stuff. You don't always need it. You can make other stuff work for way less money. At the end of the day, the goal is to make money, provide for yourself and your family and whatever. That's what we're here for, and to help people. Like, I'm probably gonna stop rambling because I know I'm just rambling at this point. But I don't know. I hope you guys found some good stuff out of this video. Let me know in the comments what you want to see more of, like to do more tools. Like if I do more tool stuff, would you guys enjoy tool reviews? Something I do have that I'll give you a little hint on if you've made it this far. I do have a new vehicle to the channel here. I'm gonna be doing a video on it soon. It is not a truck, I'll give you that, but it is still diesel. So we are gonna be playing around with it, doing some stuff. I just wanted something a little different. Didn't really want to spend the money on another truck right now. The used truck market is insane, so this was the next best option. I think you guys will like it, so looking forward to showing that to you guys and explaining the plans. But with that being said, I'm gonna shut up now. I really appreciate all the support you guys have shown me with this channel. It is humbling, and I'm grateful for it. And I am going to try, I've probably said this before, but I'm gonna try, because I see potential in my YouTube and whatnot, and I like doing this, and I like interacting with people. I'm gonna try and do more videos. Me and Mark are starting to get more normal days. We're set up in here and whatnot, so we have a little more time sometimes to do stuff like this. So again, thanks guys, appreciate the support. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up, it helps out a ton. Love you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.